Hello, hello. We're going to be looking into the case of Owen and Orson West. These are the two little boys who went missing from California City. Well, they were reported missing December 21st, 2020, but it is believed that they actually were missing for 3 months prior to that. Oren was 4 and Orson was 3. They were living with their adopted parents, Jacqueline and Trezell West. Their birth mother had taken Oren to the hospital for a broken leg, ended up having the children eventually taken away from CPS involvement from that incident. The mom did everything that she was supposed to and was not able to get the kids back, and then this happened. So let's try and find out what happened. Touching on this case now because Jacqueline and Trezell have a court date coming up soon. The children have not been found. So let's see. It is believed that it's possible that one of their biological children may have witnessed or seen what happened, because there is something in their court documents that kind of implies that, because it says something about getting someone to help or something like that. So how do we do this? Okay. What caused Owen and Oren and Orson, what caused them to go missing? 9 of Swords reversed, Judgment, 6 of Wands, 2 of Wands reversed, and 4 of Pentacles. So it does seem as though one of the boys was having a hard time, was bothered about something, was maybe having a temper tantrum, maybe freaking out, something like that. It does seem as though there was some kind of punishment that was given that was stern. It does seem as though from that punishment, it was like, oh, went too far. And then tried to backtrack from whatever had happened, but it was too late. It seems like a heat of the moment snap, and then and then 4 of Pentacles is like, well, I don't want to get in trouble for this. I don't want to, it was just a moment of weakness. I don't want to ruin the whole rest of my life because of this. Like, whatever happened, it would be obvious that it was inflicted by an adult. Four of Swords. Three of Wands reversed. Yeah, it's like something physical that caused one of the boys to go to sleep, and then there was a period of like, oh, he'll be fine, just wait for him to wake up, and then it didn't happen. It's blunt force. It's blunt force trauma. The initial wound on the first boy that was injured is blunt force trauma. 9 of Wands. This is like if one of the boys were acting up and one of the parents was like, you better stop, you better stop, you better stop, and the child didn't stop, and then the parent just snapped. Well, I don't want to call them a parent. Jacqueline or Trezell just like snapped. It was like, stop, 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 didn't stop, and then boom. But then there was like a period of, I do believe that whatever happened caused whichever boy it was. I'm feeling like it was the younger one. I'm feeling like it was Orson. Let's do it this way. Okay, so I want to look into, first we're going to look into Oren, which is the 4-year-old, the older one. I want to see Jacqueline's energy in regards to him, Trezelle's energy in regards to him, and then Oren's energy in regard to them. Queen of Cups. King of Wands reversed. Three of Pentacles reversed. Hold on. Let me get a clarifier for the Queen of Cups. The Hierophant. Oh. She made it look one way, but it was actually another way. She made it look like she was very attentive or loving, at least like around other people, right? I don't know. Like, at least she felt like she was trying to make it look like that. But in reality, that was covering up for this, like, it almost feels like a CULT energy, but like from her to him, like she's part of, like she follows him like he's a cult. And it's just total focus on a pleasing or appeasing him coming from her. But it's like, in terms of Oren to Jacqueline, Oren felt like she was out of reach, like out of touch, like just beyond touch. Like, I can't get to her. I can't. There's nothing. There's no. She's able to flow and show emotions to Trezelle, but not to Oren, because this shows like, I don't feel like these people are on my team. Like, these people who are supposed to be my adopted parents, I don't feel like they're on my team. I feel like there's a separation, a disconnect here. I feel like maybe they want me for money. Maybe they want me because of the financial element that they're getting for watching me. And then the King of Wands reversed is like walking on eggshells around him. Don't know when he's gonna snap. Don't know when he's gonna flip out about something that is just child's behavior, but like in a very aggressive or over the top, a very like forceful type of in your face energy. So we have Trezelle, forceful, in your face, impulsive energy. Jacqueline kind of following him like a cult leader, like he set the tone of the energy for the home, and she followed along with whatever that was. Just flow with it. Whatever he does, whatever he says, I'm going with that same energy. Because if not, he would probably flip out. And then we have Oren just feeling like reaching out and not getting anything in return, like unable to connect with Jacqueline. And then Orson, so the same thing. Chariot reversed. Death and Hanged Man. Yeah, I believe that it was Orson, the younger one, who was the victim of the initial crime, and then Oren was like a victim of them being a pair. Because we have the death card that came out for Orson, and then that's like how he connects to each of them. And then we have the Chariot in reverse, which Jacqueline's energy to Orson is, he was just always in the way. He was annoying her. He was always a problem. He was always up to no good, or doing something that he shouldn't be, or saying something that he shouldn't be. Obviously, he's a little baby, so he's just being a kid. But in her mind, she could never get things going. She could never, sorry, let me turn this down. She could never get things going or be productive because she felt like specifically Orson was always stopping her from doing so. And then the Hanged Man, it's like where normally Trezelle could take a step back and be like, okay, I'm going too far, I need to stop. This time he didn't. I do believe Trezell is the one who initially injured Orson. I think that that's how it started. I think that Jacqueline was frustrated, but Trezell impulsively made a quick decision and instantly was like, uh-oh, I might have went too far there, because there was an instant, I believe he passed out. I'm getting like blunt force trauma, immediately passing out, not passed away yet, but soon after. Although the Chariot reversed is also, it can be a very aggressive energy. Hold on. I'm going to pull 2 cards to see which one it was that caused the initial. The Moon reverse for Jacqueline. Three of Swords reverse. No, yeah, it's Trezell. Jacqueline was frustrated, but was like holding herself back from acting in the way that he did, at least. But again, she was following his lead, so she's definitely not innocent in any of this. I'm not saying that, but I do feel as though the initial cause of what ended up happening was Trezell striking Orson for being overbearing to Jacqueline. It's almost like Orson's doing something and Jacqueline's like, you better stop, you better stop, you better stop. Oh, you better stop before he sees. Hold on. Page of Swords, yeah. Orson's saying something over and over, and Jacqueline's like, you better stop, either saying or like saying and doing something, like horsing around, not anything like kid stuff. They're in the room, Jacqueline's telling him, you better stop, you better stop. He's in the other room and hears her saying, you better stop, you better stop, and hears that not working. So he's hearing Jacqueline saying to Orson, you better stop, or he's gonna come in, and nothing's happening. He's not listening to that. He's not listening to that warning. He's not stopping at the threat of Trezell coming in. So that's what makes Trezell angry. Comes in the room, snaps, goes too far. So how did Oren get involved in missing as well? Like why didn't it just stop at Orson? Ace of Wands, the Empress. They were afraid of getting found out. I think that what they thought they could do is make it look like someone from the original birth family came and took these kids. And then after they tried to enact this plan, it didn't actually work. But I do think that initially they thought, oh crap, okay, what should we do? All right, well, if we get rid of both of them, then we could say that the birth family came and took them, as opposed to one, because if only one is missing, then we can't really say, well, the birth family came and took one and left the other one. So I do feel as though Oren was harmed because they wanted to make it look like someone took both of the boys. Specifically the mother, probably. They probably wanted to make it look like she hired someone or got someone to come and retaliate. That's not what happened, though. All right, so one card for before they moved. So that would be like the 3-month time frame before they reported missing. So one for then, so one for 3 months before the move, one for did the boys ever make it to the house? Yeah, let's do that. Page of Pentacles reverse, lack of progress, and the Hermit. No, the boys never made it to their new home. They were gone from the, where was it? It was, I know I saw it somewhere. Bakersfield. The boys never left Bakersfield. All right, so one card for Bakersfield, one for North, South, East, and West. Where are the boys? Two of Swords reverse. North is 10 of Cups reversed. South is 10 of Swords reversed. East is 5 of Wands. West is Ace of Cups. Family trouble. So North would be 10 of Cups reversed, and that's like separation, so I don't believe that they're North. 5 of Wands reversed would be East, and that's like the conflict and the tension. But the Ace of Cups and then 10 of Swords reversed are making me feel like it's southwest. Their bodies are southwest from that Bakersfield location where they lived. One card for close to let's see. So we're looking southwest of Bakersfield. We're gonna do within 10 miles, within 20 miles, and then within 30 miles. The Lovers, 6 of Swords reversed, King of Cups. 10, 20, 30, 10, 20. They're 10 to 20 miles away from, okay, so if you put a marker on their Bakersfield home, 10 to 20 miles southwest of there. Let's see what we can know about where. Okay, let's see if we can find out about anything about the land or where their bodies are. Crime of passion, travel in reverse. So crime of passion is how I said he snapped in like a moment of passion, a heated moment. Travel in reverse is they never made it to that new place where they were moving to in California City. They never left Bakersfield. Well, I mean, technically they went 10 to 20 miles southwest of it, but not alive. False flag. Yeah, it's trying to like make you focus on something that's not actually what happened. So that would be relating to the Empress card. Both boys went missing. It must be the birth family that came and took them or something along those lines. They must have wanted to retaliate. Mind control. That's Jacqueline to Trezell. How I said it's kind of like that cult mentality in a way. Like a one-person cult, though. I'm not saying he's trying to start a cult. I'm saying she has the cult mindset to him, but it's just her. Debt with money on fire. I said that. I don't want to get their names messed up. Hold on. Orson is the younger one. Yeah, I said that Orson felt like am I just here because of the financial element that you get from it? And we have debt on fire and fear. Yeah, the boys that I don't think that they particularly felt very welcomed. I think that they kind of they felt like a burden. They felt like these people maybe had me just here for some other reason other than love. With travel in reverse, I do take that as a confirmation that I don't think that the boys ever made it to the new home. Mind control would be Jacqueline being completely mentally controlled by Trezell. What happened? Okay, so Orson's injured. Then what happens? 2 rows of 3. 5 of Cups, regret, disappointment. Page of Wands, exploration, figuring out what to do. Queen of Swords reverse, manipulation. So something bad happens. There's like a moment of him convincing her, oh, next is going to come what happened to Oren. Seven of Pentacles reverse, 7 of Swords reverse, 8 of Pentacles. I think Trezell I don't want to say accident. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of an accident, like snapping or something in the moment. It could be that he like snapped and gave him something and he had a bad reaction, but I'm really feeling like it's blunt force trauma, to be honest. However, I feel as though Trezell convinced Jacqueline to take Oren's life. I think Trezell took Orson's life in a moment of a fit of rage, and then was like, oh crap, didn't mean to do that, instantly regret it. However, they came up with some kind of plan. What should we do? What can we do? I think he manipulated her into doing something to Oren. Now, I wouldn't be all the way surprised if Orson has blunt force trauma and Oren was given something. Or strangled as opposed to blunt force trauma, but I feel as though Orson has blunt force trauma, Oren was given something to make him pass away. And I believe it's Jacqueline that gave it to Oren, but Trezell who did something to Orson. Pull a couple of these. Yeah, double trouble, something hidden, setbacks, plan reversal. Yeah, I really think that because that would fit in with the cult mindset. That's probably why I was bringing that up. I think that he convinced her to take Oren and give him something. Did they have steps in their apartment or house? Why am I feeling like one of the kids was pushed on the steps? But it would have to be indoor steps. It wouldn't be outdoor. Oh, this is also drugs and alcohol. Yeah. And codependent energy. So her relying on his instruction and him telling her, the king, telling her what to do. Prone to anger. That king is prone to anger. Yeah, he snaps, convinces her of a plan. Okay, I snapped. This happened. I didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. So now if we go and tell what happened, they're going to take me away. It's just going to be you and the kids. You're not going to have me anymore. We obviously can't let that happen. What can we do? I have an idea. Let's say that the kid's mom, birth mom, came and took them because she's spiteful. and she wants to get back at us, so she came and took them. So we'll tell them that, but we can't tell them that if one of the kids is still here, so we have to get rid of both. I didn't mean to do this. I'm already very upset, so I need you to do the second one. And then 10 to 20 miles southwest is where they put them. Five of diamonds, the Joker, and 7 of diamonds. Oh, he really pushed on her how financially she would be messed up if he ended up going to jail for an accident. This was an accident. If I go to jail for an accident, your whole life is going to be ruined. You saw it was an accident. I didn't mean for it to happen, but now we have to do this. Now we have to take care of the rest of it. Now we have to put this on someone else so they don't come after us. It's crazy because it really is like Trezell convincing Jacqueline was all about money. It wasn't like, oh, well, we could be taken away from the other kids that are our biological kids. What if we're taken away from them? It was like, you know, if I go to jail, you're gonna be broke. If I go to jail, how are you gonna financially survive? Like that's what convinced her. Not like, oh, don't you love your other kids and want to stay with them? It was like, hey, you'll be broke. You have to do this because otherwise you'll be broke. Five of diamonds is like a city card, like in the city. Trying to find like where could they be found? 3 of spades. King of clubs. It's crazy because I keep getting cards about like a third party involvement, or like the 7 of diamonds deals with an affair, right? The 5 of diamonds is like animalistic instinct. And then the King of clubs is like being involved in something with others, specifically like a family member. And then the 3 of spades is a third party situation, or like a third person involved. I'd be interested to know if Trezell has a family member who lives on the outskirts of a city that's 10 to 20 miles southwest of their Bakersfield or Bill Baker crap. Hold on. Bakersfield. Okay, so put that on Bakersfield. 10 to 20 miles southwest. If Trezell has a family member that lives in that general area and it's like the outskirts of a city, I feel like they're buried in a yard. I don't know, I'm going back and forth between yard and water. Why do I feel like they're not together? They're not like in the same place. The tower. Yeah, it's a tower splitting in two. They're not in the same place. Oren's one place and Orson's another. Now, I don't know if that's just like a couple feet away, but I feel like it's further than that. Why though? King of Pentacles, control. 9 of Pentacles reverse. It's almost like maybe they were thinking, oh, well, if they find one body and they don't find the other body, then they won't think it was us or something like that. Like, I don't, there's like some weird, wacky logic behind it, but I don't think the boys are together. And I can't, I'm going back and forth between buried and water. So I don't know if that means one's buried and one's in the water, but I feel like they were, you know what I think I'm seeing? I think I'm seeing a family member who lives on the outskirts of the city that their house is right by a body of water. But I'm not getting if they're buried or if they were put into the water. I guess it could be a close friend too, but it feels more like a family member. The Sun. Knight of Pentacles. Three of Cups reversed. I don't think that the person, like, let's say the boys are buried in someone's yard, that person wouldn't know about it. It's not something they know. It feels like if someone has, well, it's on the outskirts of a city. It would be like if someone has a property where they have a house and then they have like a bunch of woods and they can't even see the back of their own property from their house. Let me pull these. I don't think that there's anyone else involved in this besides Jacqueline and Trezell, but I do think that someone else's property was used in some way. But they don't know about it. Killer sustained a wound during the murder, which to me, that would be a confirmation that there was at least one physical element of it. Killer may currently be in prison for another crime, which is interesting because they're in jail right now for, like, whatever the one that it's like you didn't necessarily kill on purpose. I wonder if it was on purpose, but he's like, this would be like if Trezell did it on purpose, but never told Jacqueline that it was on purpose and continued to say it was an accident, but he was just over it, wanted the kids gone, saw his opportunity, took his opportunity, knowing he could manipulate her into taking out the other child. And it's interesting because remember I said it would be like if Jacqueline was in the room saying, you better stop before he comes in, you better stop before he hears you in the other room. What do we have? A man standing in a doorway. It may not have been premeditated before that moment, but I do think that before walking in that room, there was an ill intention there. He wasn't just punishing him. He was going too far. He knew he was going to go too far. Okay, let's see that now that I said that about the family's house, if we can get any more info about where their bodies are. Because I do feel they're separate, so let's do 3 cards for Oren and 3 cards for Orson. Sorry, I keep forgetting which one's younger and which one's older, so I want to keep it up on my screen. All right, so Oren's for the older one. Let's do 3 cards for him. Happy, good, in reverse. Fire in reverse. Happy with street. Good. Fire. Down, down. Let me pull Orson's cards. Outer space. Desert and party in reverse. I don't think they're together. I believe that Orson's in water and Oren is buried. Which would kind of make sense, because if Orson's the one that had blunt force trauma, that would be the one that you want found even less than the other one. There's some weird logic behind them not putting them in the right place, or the same place. But I can't quite figure out what it is. But I definitely don't think I don't think they're with each other. Eight of Wands. Two of Pentacles. I guess it's possible they were in the same place and he went back to move them and only got to move one. Because two would be like, oh, what's more important? Potentially getting caught or just stopping and walking away? Yeah, it's like if maybe, like, let's say this was a family member's house or a house of someone that they knew or thought was vacant for a certain amount of time. This is like if they were like, okay, the homeowners aren't here, I'm going to go use their property to bury the boys, and then later realize, okay, no, actually I should probably move them, goes back to move them, moves one, maybe puts one into the water, and then realizes that the homeowners came home and they're like, oh crap, I have to stop. Yeah, because the Eight of Wands is like fast movement, so I wonder if maybe they thought the police were getting close. Or maybe they thought the person whose house it was on to them. I don't know, but I think the boys were together and then they went to move them but didn't get to finish. I'm going to pull a couple of these. I'm going to pull 3 for Jacqueline and 3 for Trezell. First, Jacqueline. Mental prison confined, lockdown. Come together, reconciliation, spiritual union, soul contract. She was completely mind warped and under his control. And that is not an excuse for her at all, but I'm just saying she was mentally imprisoned by him and he knew it and he used it to his advantage here. Done. Completion, lesson learned. And it's like half in color and half black and white. Yeah, I really think that she did something to one of the kids and he did something to the other. For Trezell, recalling, reminiscing memories and returning. Triggers in reverse, name, car, place. Escape, escapade, vacation, hideaway, or adventure. It came out in reverse. So for him, it's like he was triggered by whatever was happening with the boys was triggering him, remembering his own childhood, and that's what caused him to snap. And this card came out in reverse, so I do feel as though he traveled a bit to put their bodies somewhere. And I do believe it was before they moved. It's almost like maybe the bodies were in one place and then right before they moved, he was like, okay, I got to go back and finish this, and then it got cut short. And I guess that doesn't have to be the person, like someone almost catching him doing it. Like it could be like a phone call that he received when he was in the middle of doing it and he's like, okay, I gotta stop. I don't know, but there's something about moving the bodies from the original location to a new location. And it had to be before they were being investigated, because otherwise it would be too risky to do it then. So I do feel as though that's probably why they waited. It was like calling after they had the opportunity to go back and move the bodies. Like almost like they put them like in a rush of, okay, this wasn't all the way planned before this. I don't really know what to do right now. I'm kind of freaking out. Okay, this is an idea I have. Let's go put them there. And then later came up with a better idea and went to move them before they moved. But it didn't, I'm telling you, they're not in the same spot. I guess it could be purposely like, okay, never mind, let's leave one boy there or something. But I really feel as though one's in the water and one is buried. All right, if you have questions about this, let me know. I just wanted to do a little bit of background and see what I could get here. Yeah, I'm willing to do another one of this case, but if you have questions or anything, please let me know.